Dealing with the QBCC can feel a bit like going up against a referee who also happens to write the rule book. If you're building, renovating or contracting in Queensland, the Queensland Building and Construction Commission is always in the background. And when disputes happen, it can get stressful, technical, and expensive if you don't know the process. But here's the good news. Most disputes can be resolved quickly and fairly if you know what you're doing or if you've got the right advice early on. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Hayder Shakara, Director of Becker Watt Lawyers. We're a down-to-earth construction law firm that's handled hundreds of QBCC disputes for both builders and homeowners. We cut through the legal jargon and we focus on practical solutions. The QBCC's role is to regulate the building and construction industry in Queensland. They handle licensing, complaints, defective works, and they issue directions to builders and contractors. Here's what's important to know. Once a complaint is made, the QBCC has wide powers to step in, inspect work, and issue directions. Builders often think they can work it out later, but once that notice comes through, you're already on the back foot if you haven't responded properly. From what we see at Becker Watt Lawyers, disputes usually fall into a few categories. Homeowners might lodge complaints for defective or incomplete building work, anything from leaky roofs to structural problems. Builders and contractors, on the other hand, often find themselves facing non-payment issues or being unfairly blamed for work that was outside their control. Licensing disputes also come up, things like allegations of unlicensed work or scope creep that puts you outside your license class. Each one of these has a slightly different QBCC process, and that's where things can get complicated. So, how does it actually work? If you're a homeowner and you think there's defective work, you lodge a complaint. The QBCC will often inspect the site and make a decision. And if they agree with you, they'll issue a direction to the builder to fix the work. If you're a builder and you've received a direction to rectify, you have very strict deadlines to respond. This is where many builders slip up, miss the response window, and you can lose your right to dispute the notice. That might leave you fixing work that wasn't your responsibility or footing a bill you don't actually owe. And if either side isn't happy with the QBCC's decision, the next step is usually to take the matter to QCAT, which is more of a formal, evidence-heavy, and often slower process. Let me give you an example. A client of ours was a builder and was ordered to do a whole heap of work, including fixing the existing wall frame and cracks in the walls. The matter went to QCAT and we successfully argued that he was not liable to fix the work, as it was not within the scope of what he originally was contracted to do, and those walls were pre-existing before he entered the project. Here are a few technical traps we see all of the time. The QBCC process runs on very tight time frame. Builders often think they have a few weeks, but in reality, you have a few days. Evidence. General complaints like the work is bad doesn't get you very far. You need photos, expert reports, reports from engineers, contracts that were in place. All of these build a picture and help support your case when you're going to either QBCC or QCAT. And finally, if you're not happy with the decision, some people think the QBCC's decision is final. It's not. You can appeal to QCAT, but then again, strict time limits apply, so make sure you get the advice early. We've had homeowners waste months chasing complaints without the right evidence, only to end up back at square one. And we've seen builders ignore a notice until things are too late, and then they're stuck with the bill. At Becker Watt Lawyers, we focus on resolving disputes quickly before they start spiraling out of control and drag on for months. If you're looking for a lawyer to help with a QBCC dispute, here's what you should be checking. Do they specialize in construction law? Not just general law. Have they actually run QBCC matters before? Can they explain the process to you clearly? Are they upfront about costs? These are all of the things we ensure we do when we speak to a new client. We give practical advice and clear strategies with no surprises. So whether you're a homeowner trying to get defective work fixed or a builder facing an unfair QBCC direction, don't go it alone. These disputes are technical, deadline driven, and stressful. But with the right guidance, they can often be resolved quickly. If you found this video useful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next one. And if you need advice right now, give us a call. The earlier we step in, the better your chances.